Okay, so it's Saturday morning, coming up towards the end of March. So I thought I'd better do an idle chat. We'll catch up where I am with projects. Honda PC50. This is starting to come back together again after I nickel plated the handlebars. Still looking quite good. I'm going to give it another polish once I go back in place. This weekend, hopefully going to get that transmission side cover off and give that a paint. And I've also got to nickel plate some more parts. This is the little bracket that goes underneath the headlamp on the PC50, which retains all the cables together and the like the speedo and the wires, that kind of thing. And this is the handlebar bolt. I've got to plate the end of that. As before, I'm using distilled vinegar. This was 35p for just over half a litre from Lidl's. And for the chloride element of the nickel chloride solution, I am using salt from Wetherspoons, which was free. The container's got a slightly reddish tinge to it, so it's not the same as before when I was using the Himalayan rock salt. The actual solution is still clear at the moment in time. It should go blue. The nickel plates are as before from eBay. I'm using what I had left over from last time. I've also stripped the flaky spray paint off the plastic air filter cover, which was a joy to do because modern paint stripper is not the best. Anyway, it did reveal that the rear section of the cover is originally dark blue. And the front one is light blue. I've never seen this colour on a PC50 before. I've only ever seen the light blue ones, white and red. Why there's a mismatch, I don't know. Maybe this bit got lost, and maybe that bit got lost, and it's just a combination of two different parts from another bike. Anyway, I've got some paint to respray them, so hopefully I'll be able to do that this weekend as well. So I've just drained the engine oil out of the PC50 engine. It actually takes quite a bit for a small engine, 750 millilitres, and it's not in very good condition. That's what's left of it. And I expect that is the oil that I put in all those years ago when I first serviced it. Now I'm going to be using my Parkside 3/8 ratchet to undo all of these fasteners, but what I've been finding is it's very good at doing them up, not very good at undoing them. That is related to kind of battery, to be honest. If you've got a fresh battery in it, it will undo them, but as soon as the battery starts to wear down and loses charge, it's you kind of got to crack them off by hand first before you can undo it. And some of these are actually quite tight. Maybe the impact drive would be better, but I'm very cautious about using that on such small fixes. These are 5mm Allen headed bolts. Right, that should do it. Still finding this switch thing here a little bit awkward. There is a way of kind of disabling this, but it's a bit of a pain sometimes. Right, so we can get this off now without damaging the gasket. Hey, result. Actually really clean inside, considering this bike is over 50 years old. So while I've got this gearbox side cover off, I thought I'd take a closer look at the clutch assembly. I can't see any cracks in any of these segments. And the actual friction material looks quite good as well, which is good, because there's actually no money in the budget to actually repair it if there's a problem with it. So it's a few hours later because I had to go and do some shopping, but it was quite fortuitous because while I was in proper job, they happened to have the right type of oil for this engine, SAE30. Yes, there's a picture of a lawnmower, and that is because this engine is quite basic. For the most part, it uses splash lubrication, and if you've ever worked on the Honda GX series engines used in rotavators and generators and that kind of thing, you'll be very familiar with how this works. It's got the parts in for plating now. The solution didn't turn blue, even though it's supposed to be nickel chloride or thereabouts now. One thing it does do though is it actually burns, so it is quite acidic, considering it started off as just distilled vinegar. Okay, so it's 6:15 on Saturday evening. This has been going for about 5 hours now, and I can't see any trace of the nickel being plated onto those parts. Okay, so I've got the parts out of the tank, give them a clean with a little green wire cloth, and as you can see, the bolt's got that same kind of tide mark that the handlebars had on them. So this section here has been plated. Doesn't look like it, but that's the little bracket. Quite pleased with that. That's quite badly rusted. And I think that will polish up quite nicely now. Okay, so it's really early Sunday morning, so we have to be quiet in the workshop. I've got the handlebars reattached. I've also got the cables and everything and the wires running through them. I've also painted the horn, which is supposed to go by here. That was kind of that waxy stuff again, which is, again, to remove that with brake cleaner if I could paint it. And speaking of painting, the gearbox side cover is now done. Did that yesterday afternoon. Didn't film it though because it was a lovely afternoon in the sunshine. But unfortunately, somebody was pumping their banging tunes about 3 streets away, and that would have ended up in the audio, so I probably got a copyright strike for that. I did manage to get the plastic air filter cover painted as well. And up on the workbench is the pedal assembly. These are the crank arms. All it took to get these nice and shiny was a wire brush, so I've given them a coat of lacquer to protect them. And these are the new pedals that I've bought. These were specified as being suitable for a Honda PC50. They've got the right thread on them, and they're kind of period correct in their kind of design. And these are the pedals that were fit to the PC50. I believe these are for a child's bicycle, because they are shorter than those ones, even though it's the same thread. Reflectors are broken on them, and the bearings are shot as well, which is not great when it's a pedal start only moped, and that's something to bear in mind. Always buy decent pedals, because you want to put as much effort as you can into the pedals when starting the moped or when using pedal assistance. Don't buy really small cheap plastic ones, because they will fail quite quickly as soon as you kind of put your size 9 in them and kind of try and pedal in anger. Well, this idle chat video ended up being about the Honda PC50, which I said I wasn't going to do. What I really wanted to talk about was time. It's really good fun working on old mopeds. It's quite enjoyable. If you do it for other people, though, be sure to compensate yourself for the time. I don't think it's ever going to be a commercially viable kind of proposition to do this full time, because I couldn't cover my cost of my overheads and what I need to charge to work on these bikes, even at home. I'm barely kind of covering my overheads, especially in the winter time when I've got the heating on as well as all the lighting and everything else. But yeah, it is enjoyable. But from now on, I'll be working on my own bikes unless something really interesting comes up, because they've been waiting far too long for my attention. Anyway, if you like the video, press that little like button down there. And if you subscribed, much appreciated. If you haven't done so, please do so, because it'd be freaking awesome. I'll see you again soon. Where's that wire go to? What the dickens?